All right, so this video will demonstrate the the chapter 3 practice quiz. It is found inside here. You can take it here, or I'll upload the video with the worksheet in here if you want to write this out by hand. But your actual quiz and your test will look similar to this. So, Chapter 3 practice quiz. Define variables a, b, and c as integers and assign them to 1, 2, and 3 on one line of code. So that's just int a equals 1, comma, b equals 2, comma, c equals 3. Okay? Now, don't get fancy or whatever, go off the reservation. Just do what I'm asking you to do. Take 3 variables, a, b, and c, and assign them to these values 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we've got our int, they're integers. There's your variable name, a, b, and c. They're equal to 1, 2, and 3. There's commas separating them, and it's important you put the commas to separate them, and then you got a semicolon to end the statement. Okay. 2, what does it mean to have an illegal variable name? Give examples. So, let me think here. Gosh, what are they? You can't start with a number, so like for sale, that doesn't work. So like, let me think here. What else is there? So, but you could do something like sale for. You can have a number somewhere else in here. That's fine. So this one does not work. I'm trying to think if the ampersand symbol. Let me look here. I've got the answers all here. So Boolean, that'd be true or false. For sale. Oh yeah, first name. You can't have 2 variable names. Okay, so it has to be one, and then it could be that, or you could put an underscore there. Here, let me. So you could do first name. That's no good, but it could be first underscore name. That's fine. Because that's basically connecting one big variable. And let me ignore. And then there's like all sorts of keywords that, public, string, toString, return, void, all these. So public, class, string, int, char, boolean, void. All these words, these are called keywords. So you can't use words that the compiler knows as keywords. You have to use your own. You have to use your own variables that you guys come up with. Okay. List the primitive data types to describe what type of data is stored in them. So int. These are integers. So whole numbers. You got double, which are numbers with decimal places. You've got char, which are single characters inside single quotes. So like, and we did this with the game stats one with like yes or no. Y for yes, N for no. Boolean. That's true or false variables. Okay. So those are your primitive data types. Okay. String isn't considered a primitive data type because a string is an object. So I'll leave that out of there. Okay, so assume you have a class called football team. So this goes back to your programming skeleton. What's your class name? My class name is football team. Okay. What's my object name in this? Write a line of code to create Denver Broncos object from the football team class. So Denver Broncos, so that's part B in our skeleton. Part C is equals new football team. And then a semicolon. So that right there answers this. Again, don't go off the reservation. You know, you've got your class name and then you got your object name. All right, once the Denver Broncos object is created from question 4, have the Denver Bronco object call a list players method. So all that's doing is part D and E of your skeleton. So part D is the object name. We called our object from above Denver Broncos. Dot. So that's our object, and it's calling list players. That's a method that they want you to create. So just call it list players, semicolon. What's the difference between a char and a string? Let's see here. So a char is a single character inside single quotes, okay? Inside single quotes. All right? So like what I said, so Y or N, okay? A string can hold anything inside double quotes. So, okay? All right. So that'd be like, you know, my name, Mike Seeley. Okay, that's a string. You could write a whole novel and store it in there, but strings hold or anything you want inside double quotes. Chars are single characters inside single quotes. Okay, so, and I have the answers down here too, by the way. So write a class called animal. Create the following variables and assign proper information. So there's your information. Create a method called display info to display. Okay, cool. So this is what your test question and your quiz question will look like. So public class animal. And our variables are string animal name. Let me think here. We've got int weight. And I'm going to lowercase some of this. Int weight, double height. Boolean is extinct. And char male female. Char male female. Oops. Male female. Create a method called display info. So I'm actually going to scroll down here and then I gotta assign it the proper information. So public void display info. Okay. So now we want to just define or assign our variables. So animal name, let's say, what would be a cool animal name? I had an old dog. His name was Bubba. As well as a kid. So we'll say its weight was 50 pounds. Now again, by typing in 50, you're telling me it's a whole number, which is an int, so that's correct. You'll lose points if you do something like that. 50.5 inside an int, that's a problem because an int is a whole number. By making a whole number, you're showing me that you understand what an integer is. So its height, I don't know, 4.5 feet or whatever. So that's going to use a decimal place, so you can do that since it's a double. Boolean is extinct. And maybe it's not the animal name. Let's just call it a dog, I guess. I don't know. Is extinct, we'll say false because dogs aren't extinct. And my dog was a male, so I'll just say it was a male. So M for male, and maybe I'll uppercase it too. So then all you do is just display the information and then you're done. And if you can do this on a test, you'll get your 100%. So animal name plus animal name system .out.println its weight its height. I'll give an error there, so get rid of that. We'll say is extinct plus is extinct. And finally, we'll say M for male or F for female. And then I called mine male, female. Alright, so this would demonstrate you can create a class header, you can define your variables, you can create a method header, you can assign your variables data, and then you can display the information. And so if you can do this on your quiz and your test, you know, you're sitting pretty, you got 100%. Notice I answered everything down here. Quickly, the only thing I didn't answer above this and, you can't use the and symbol when you define your variables. So peanut butter and jelly, that would be illegal. That's an illegal variable right there. But I'm just kind of scanning through. Everything else I've answered here, and I showed you how to do. So you guys should be good on this video. And again, I would print this out. I would do it on your own. Make sure that you know how to do everything because the quiz is going to look the exact same in class. But as far as this video goes, this video is done.